Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Corbell, and today in our episode of Sit and Sip with Me, we have...
Oh, no, I need a larger drink if it's gonna be an hour. Hey everyone, my name is Jagan. I am Jagan.
Very good.
That's it, yeah.
Very good, okay.
I'm not even up with just one drink and I'm already feeling kind of tipsy.
We have a long way to go. Did I mention that we have a special guest today?
Hey March, hey, here you go. And that's March. That's
we tried
Jasmine's.
to fit her in the camera, but I have a feeling she's gonna get off eventually.
Hey.
But anyway, I just got coffee.
You got coffee. And I got anti-coffee. So this one is Old Monk and water, warm water.
Mm-hmm.
So Old Monk is a rum from India, and actually there is a saying about Old Monk. They say if your girlfriend says she likes Old Monk, marry her. Because it's hard.
I don't like Old Monk.
It's hard. I know.
I'm just kidding. I'll drink anything.
Marge, do you want Old Monk? Do you want Old Monk? No, she's fine with the
She is
treats.
completely unbothered. She's happily sitting on my bed.
She doesn't even want to be
unbothered.
on the corner of the camera.
So today we're going to talk about how Jagan decided to attend university in the United States all the way from India and his journey to getting here. So, quick introduction, Jagan is now product manager, a PM, in Massachusetts in a tech company.
Mm-hmm.
So let's go all the way back to the beginning. Just tell us from the beginning. How did you decide that you wanted to go to grad school?
It's an interesting, grad school. You mean a master's?
Yeah,
degree?
master's. Yeah.
So engineering is like high school for the US. So you have to get engineering. At least most of the families in India, conservative families in India, has that mindset. And I grew up in the same family. So they said, hey, if you're gonna do engineering, just do engineering, and then we can decide what you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
So I was trying to get into acting. I was trying to get into music and football for a long time, and engineering was where I landed into.
Right, you actually had a bunch of side things that you were interested in, photography and acting. And you actually were an actor in some, maybe like short films.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It was a good time. I think 2009 was a very good time for movie industries back in where I come from. A lot of these cameras were cheaper.
Yeah.
So people started buying them and started making movies.
Okay. 2009. Where were you in that time?
I had no idea what recession was. I didn't even know that word existed. But the way the educational system works, at least from where I come from, we call it counseling. So we have, so many engineering colleges. Once you graduate from high school, you sort of select, where you want to go, just like how you apply online here, right? And you apply and you wait for admission. You don't have that process in India. You have to go through a process called counseling.
Okay.
Where you go in and you sit in front of a computer, and then the person in front of you asks you a question, where do you want to be in? And then you can say, I want to be in, and you can only select 3 colleges at that time.
Okay.
And if you get it, you get it. If not, no, you gotta step out. It's basically, you have to choose in a matter of seconds where you're gonna study. And if you miss that, if somebody else takes that seat or the opportunity, you're done. Basically, you don't have a college to study for 4 years. You have to go out, you have to find your own way to get into colleges. The seats or the admissions might have been closed down by then. It's too hard.
Wow.
So
okay.
so I was sitting, I remember,
intense.
I was me and my dad, we were sitting there, and the lady opposite to me, she was like, oh, what is your score? And I said, oh, this is my score, and I want to get into college ABC. And she said, oh, for your score you may not get it. And then I said, I still want to try it. At least one of the three might work. Eventually, one of them worked, and I was able to get the last admission in the entire college.
Wow.
Yeah, and
how did you know it was the last?
Because she said so you can actually see the number of people you can get enrolled into. So even if they see just one, they would want you to have a backup option. But she clicked on the yes button right on time, so that I was able to get in. So basically, someone else was trying to get into the same position at the same time, but she clicked the button before that person. So I was able to get into that.
Wow.
Like a matter of seconds.
Why lucky. Okay.
Yeah. So during the recession, so my uncle came from the US. He lives in the US. He's a citizen here. So he came, for the winter break, and he spoke to me and like, okay, Jagan, what do you want to do? And I said, I don't know what I want to do. Especially with this recession going on, I don't know what that is. Whether the economy is going to crash. I didn't know what it was. We didn't have that much of Facebook. All we had was Orkut a little bit, and Facebook was just booming up. So he told me that, hey Jagan, the recession is sort of taking a shower for economy. It comes out fresh, it comes out stronger, and there are a lot of opportunities that you might get. Good thing is that you're gonna do 4 years of engineering.
Oh, here we go.
So you're gonna do 4 years of engineering. So by the time you do 4 years of engineering, the economy is gonna be back. So don't worry about it. Get into something related to computer science, because people were reluctant to get into computer science back then.
Okay, this is before you doing your undergrad, or
before this was my choosing my undergrad course, like what I wanted to study. I was thinking about mechanical engineering. There is also a popular degree called ECE, which is electronical and communication engineering. So I was also passionate about doing that. I was probably half passionate about computer science because I didn't want to be in front of the computers all day. Mechanical engineering is kind of cool. All guys in a classroom, so you're gonna have that, the Indian, the mass, whatever they call it. Never IT.
I have an interesting side story about that he mentioned, but
go ahead. What is it?
Well, when I first went to India, his mom is a school teacher. I got the privilege to go to her school, and when I told all of the young girls that they were about middle school,
yeah.
They were about they're middle school, high school students, and when I told them I was in mechanical engineering, they were like, huh? What do you mean?
Yeah.
Because in their heads they think mechanical engineering is
done by boys.
Yeah.
It's for boys.
And it's like mostly construction. Is that how they think of it?
Engineering for them is architect.
Oh, yeah.
When you go, at least in the South India, when you go to somebody and they say I'm an engineer, they will think that you are actually an architect.
Which is still pretty cool.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah. So it's interesting to see the different perception about engineering in different parts of the world.
So yeah, that's how I got into IT, because there was no one taking information technology. So my dad gave me option. You either choose a good college or a good course.
Okay.
Either option. Like, you cannot have both. If you want both, you have to pay a lot of money.
Okay.
Or you have to be one of the top 10 in the entire state or something like that. And there's also caste system, there's a religious system, and all these things, which makes it hard for anyone to get in. So this was the choice I had, and back then in 2009, information technology and computer science was a bad thing because people are getting laid off, the recession was happening, the economy was shutting down. So people are scared to even choose information technology because there's a lot of jobs being gone. So that was the time that the opportunities opened for me. So I chose a good college but a bad course. The bad course was information technology. So I was able to get in. By the time I came out, the information technology was better than what it was previously. So it kind of worked out for me.
Right. So when you say bad course, he's referring to IT as a bad course. He meant that the job perspective outlook for back in the recession was low.
Yeah, people knew that you can make a lot of money.
Okay.
in 2009. If you get into some if you get into software engineering versus if you get into a mechanical engineer, we had real examples from our alumni department, right? And they gave numbers which was scary. But if you think about the long term and at least putting food on the table, you would not think about taking a risk of getting more money. You would rather have a job safety and security, right? So mechanical engineering was more like, if I give the numbers right, it's 10,000 rupees a month.
10,000 rupees a month.
10,000 rupees a month.
Most of my viewers are American, so
yeah,
easier
so
conversion.
It's probably $150 a month.
Okay.
Which is decent money for survival. Maybe 20,000 rupees if you get into a good company. But information technology, on the other hand, is 50,000 rupees a month. It's 5 times.
Right.
But you never know when you're gonna lose the job. So you kind of have this decision making where you wanna think, oh, do I need more money but risky job, or do I need less money but long term success?
Okay.
Right. So that way, information technology was considered a bad course because people are getting laid off back then, and they didn't want to be in that industry. Because even if you get $50,000 or 50,000 rupees for, let's say 1 year, and then you lose a job for the entire next year, the person who's in mechanical engineering was getting 10,000 rupees. At least he's consistent, putting food on the table. So that's why it's called a bad degree, not because the course was bad. It's just the way society thinks of a course.
Okay.
But eventually, when I came out, the companies were growing around India. Microsoft was coming into India. Google was coming into India. Facebook was starting their companies in India. So many companies.
So by this point, you graduated from your IT course.
Yeah, my 4th year.
Okay, and the IT seems like it's booming.
It was.
Right?
Yeah, I was. I was probably one of the top courses that you would have taken if you had a choice. People who took electronics and communication, they ended up getting into a software job. People who took a mechanical engineering ended up working in an IT company. People who took biomedical engineering, they ended up working in an IT company. It doesn't matter what you it doesn't matter what you do. Yeah, I mean it was hard because the placement, the concept of placement or the career fair that I was talking about, is companies coming into the university, recruiting them. It's not just taking a resume like in the US. They actually recruit you. You go through interviews, technical interviews, group discussions, communication skills, and your negotiation skills and all that. They do that in the university, in the college. They come in, they interview you, they give you the offer letter right there and go.
Okay.
Unlike how it happens in here. So imagine the amount of pressure that you would have because
everything happens in one place in
the
India.
college. Yeah, it's in the college.
Okay.
Everything.
So they'll interview you, and
same day.
You may have multiple interviews.
Same
and then
day.
At the very end of it, they'll say whether they'll take you
got it or not. Yeah.
Okay.
You know how much you're gonna get paid.
It's kind of like.
You know how much. The only thing that you would not know is when you are going to be joining in the company.
Or where.
They give you. They'll say that you will either end up going into, Bombay, or you go to Chennai, you go to Delhi.
Okay.
They'll tell you these are the places that people usually go, but they'll never tell you when you're gonna join. So you kind of get graduated, and you know that you got into, let's say, Facebook, but you never know when you're gonna join because you just have to wait. So I waited for 6 months to join in the company that I got placed.
Okay, I see. It's really like ripping off the Band-Aid. Like you're doing everything in one spot. Is that good or bad? I don't know.
It starts around 7 o'clock in the morning, the whole process, and it ends at 2 a.m. in the night.
Huh?
Yeah.
7 a.m.
in the morning. Yeah.
To 2 a.m.
2 a.m. the next day. Yeah. The whole process, because it's 11 rounds, 12 rounds, and people do that. Yeah.
That's like 19 hours.
Because there are 3,000 people waiting for 18 jobs, right? So you're gonna filter down to 18 candidates. They have to go through a lot of things. So the students have to wait. The HRs and recruiters and technical people, they come in and they go.
Okay.
Right. So it's mentally very stressful. Like I couldn't sleep for the previous days because I was preparing for it, and I was not able to sleep on the day of the interview as well. But everyone does it.
Right.
Every one of your friends does it, so it doesn't feel like you're the only one struggling through that.
Okay, so you get through your day, through all of those interviews, and then you hear back, and hopefully we heard some good news. Hi everyone, I'm so sorry I had to cut this short. I know we were just getting to the good part. So I decided that I'm going to make this into 3 different parts. Hopefully 3-ish parts. And yeah, I'm just gonna close it out right here. Everyone please be safe. I hope you manifest good things into your life. And yeah, have a great rest of your day. Bye, all love.